find more discipline in your life when all your friends are boozers?
Ooh. I mean, doesn't sound like a bad question either. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm feeling a little targeted over here at the moment because of the incident that happened earlier this week where some alcohol might have entered my system, and then there was a lot of more alcohol that entered that shouldn't have entered, and
I left before that even happened.
let's just say I'm very grateful for my family and friends here.
Well, if all your friends like to drink, most of the time they're probably drinking at night. So then if you don't want to do that, then try to pick a time where you can hang out with them in the daytime and not on Saturday and Sunday where they can also drink in the day.
Yes.
Yeah, 80% of the time you want to be healthy, 20% of the time you want to go full Erica on people, and they can get the full experience of how she is on plenty of alcohol.
Who said anything about it being Erica? Could have been Jade. Maybe could have been me, for all I know.
I'd say it's probably all above with you guys.
It's everybody.
Could have been Corey.
I'm an innocent child of God.
Probably Corey.
I'm not out getting blackout drunk like some people
Like
that
Corey
are currently
when he sits
wearing
in the
glasses.
sun.
What?
All right,
Don't drink in the sun.
We're answering the question.
She's trying to deflect.
Only drink when you're pregnant.
So the other thing is, if
drink if you're like me and chunky.
Well, if your values are you want to be happier, you want to be healthier, you want to work harder, as the old saying goes, you become like the 5 people that you spend most of your time with. And so, as Tony Robbins taught me when I was young, the quality of your life is in direct proportion to the expectations of your peer group. And you are who you associate with. So, yeah, you're going to have your old buddies, your family, maybe you like to get smashed every once in a while, which is nice, but everything in moderation. But you should have friends also in your inner circle who have goals, who have dreams, and are getting after it, making things happen. They're being productive. They don't want to goof off. But I've had periods in my life where I wasn't drinking or smoking or not even having any sugar hardly at all for years, and still hung out friends and family that drank and partied. And obviously when they go like full Erica, they get kind of obnoxious to be around. Like the kid that's always going, why? But why? And ask lots of questions.
That was literally me as a kid. Why is that a bad thing? I asked, but why all the time? I wanted the answers. I wanted to know. I wanted knowledge. I wanted to learn. I always wanted more. I never felt like I was going to settle. You should never settle.
I agree. So the point being is that you got to have friends in your life that, if you're in that situation, you also want to hang out with people that are not getting hammered, that are healthy, that do those things, if you're that kind of person. Because when you have people that are very successful, and this is what I learned when my parents sent me to Cardinal Gibbons, which was a private Catholic high school, and I got to I'm just a regular dude, average white collar, pasty white guy going to school with some of the kids of the richest, most successful families. And if I mentioned some of the names and told you what they did or some of the organizations, you'd be like, well, I've heard of that company. And so what it did for me is that we grew up together. I became friends with these guys, and I got to see them and meet their families and learn that they're just regular people. And my parents later told me that they were hoping that was what would happen. Is like when I hung out with all these people, I would see that, hey, I'm kind of just like them. They're not any better or smarter. They may have some advantages because of the financial advantages their families have, but just being around them, you are who you associate with. I went to school. It was a college preparatory school. And so most people were focused on getting good grades and being in the clubs and stuff that they needed to be in so they could get into schools that they wanted to get into, get the education they wanted to get so they could do the jobs or the careers or the businesses that they wanted to do after they got out. Versus when I was going to Pompano High, which was a public high school, my friends are drawing pot leaves on their folder and talking about getting screwed, messed up and high and drunk, and can't wait till I turn 16 and I can drop out and get my GED or get my job. And most of the people I was going to school with, they didn't really have any goals and ambition. And we would they would all laugh. Like if you did well on a test, you're kind of a nerd or a dork. They make fun of you, and if you did bad, you would share it with the class, and everybody would laugh about what an idiot you were, basically. Whereas when you go to Gibbons and you don't do well, it's like your friends are like, "Are you stupid?" It's like, so you want to do well because you don't want to be seen as kind of the idiot. It was just a completely different mindset. They were focused on achievement. Whereas when I went to the public school, most of them were, hey, like, they just couldn't wait till they turned 16 and they could drop out, later get a GED or whatever, because they had no intention of going to college. So being surrounded by successful people and getting to know them or their families and make the connections that you make in that, just like going to college, it's like you can make a lot of good connections in college as well if you have a certain major or degree you're getting and you want to get into a certain field. So your peer group, the people that you associate with and you immerse yourself with, are very important. If you made a choice not to drink or to party and you want to eat healthy, you should have friends in your life who do that also, because you'll encourage each other. Because life's not all sunshine and roses. It's sometimes life sucks. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it feels like things aren't ever going to work. And when you have successful, optimistic friends, they're like, hey, you'll get through it. Just keep grinding. They have a positive word for you. Whereas you got people that aren't business entrepreneurs or they don't do very well. You're like, I told you that was a stupid idea. You should have never started that business. You wasted all your money with an idiot. You shouldn't have done that. That's what you get. But the successful person might have a good idea for you or a better marketing strategy or something that can help you. So it's absolutely essential that who you surround yourself by, because you're going to become like the people that you spend most of your time with. So if you aspire to great things, hang out with great people.
So in other words, birds of a feather flock together.
Very true.